Okay, today I would like to talk about Mongolian Monastery's history and its tradition. Of course, history in brief and it is tradition of Mongolian spiritual reading. The Mongolian Monastery, located in Agarosom, to the west of Jiyuan District, Bokdo City, Inner Mongolian Autonomous Region. It is used to be the banner temple of the Orat West Banner. Olanchab Lake. After the temple was built, the first living Buddha was called Murgen. It means wise or wisdom. So people always respectively call him Murgen. So it was called Murgen Monastery after him. Mongolian Monastery was built in 1674. It is said that some lamas came from Tibet at that time to preach in the Urad area. After arriving in Urad, they traveled around Urad to spread the teachings of the yellow sect of Buddhism, chant sutras and cure diseases for local Mongolian herdsmen. After traveling around, they chose a beautiful and auspicious place to build a temple. So they began to travel all over the country to pray for almas. Their actions were supported by the princes, nobles, and herdsmen of the Urad banner. With the support of the banner lord, they started additional constructions in 1677 continuously. The Mongolian Monastery is an only temple that chants scriptures and conducts religious activities in Mongolian language and in Mongolian script systematically. It is a unique temple in Inner Mongolia and the only temple in the world that could chant scriptures and conduct religious activities in Mongolian language. Therefore, the monastery is very important in Mongolian Buddhism, history, and culture. It is a region-level protection unit of cultural relic now, and also a tourist attraction, very famous. The temple is a complex of Mongolian, Tibetan, and Chinese style architectures and compounds. There are 4 original halls, namely the Mater, Chokchin, Jangkan, and 4 Heavenly Kings. There are 7 scripture halls and the Living Buddha house, Great Java house, and 5 white pagodas. Around this temple, there are compounds of residential areas, and some of the areas belongs to Lama's residential area. There were 8 generations of reincarnated living Buddhas in Monastery in its history, and there were more than 500 lamas in its heyday. But today, there is a few lamas in the temple. The third living Buddha, the most famous living Buddha, Mongolian, played an important role in the development history of Mongolian culture in the 18th century. His series of sutras and their chanting music scores or notes, which were written and translated entirely in Mongolian, and his great history book of the Golden Chronicle of Great Mongol Empire, or the Alten Topchi, have been played an important role in the development history of Mongolian Buddhism in the 18th century. In the study of historical compilation, which attracted the attention of Mongolian scholars at home and abroad, he was also well versed in 9 languages and scriptures or characters. He is a very famous scholar in history too. He was summoned to Beijing in 1702 for translating Buddhist scriptures. He was highly appreciated by Emperor Kangxi and was worshipped as the emperor's religious Lord Lama or teacher Lama. The monk Bato, the incumbent Charji Lama of the monastery. Charji Lama means the king of the scriptures and reading. He collected and compiled a collection of Mongolian chanting scriptures at Mongolian Monastery. This is the book name. Was published by Inner Mongolia Education Press in 2012. This series consisted of 7 volumes. After more than 20 years, he who in person have collected and collating documents from public libraries and private hands from in Japan, Mongolia, Britain, and the Czech Republic and other countries, as well as in Inner Mongolia, Beijing, and other regions of China, most of which were related to the Mongolian temple in the 18th century. It covers Buddhist scriptures, Mongolian philology, literature, translatology, astronomy, medicine, and etc. It is an indispensable precious material for the all-round, multi-level and multi-angle study of Mongolian studies and minority studies, especially for minority culture studies. The series has been included in the list of intangible cultural heritage of Inner Mongolian Autonomous Region now. In 2017, Mr. Monk Bato donated 1 series of the great work to IMU Library, or Inner Mongolia University Library. On the behalf of the monastery, I was designated to receive this honorable donation from the monastery, accompanied by Mr. Lu Yuntang. At the same time, we have visited the temple and appreciated at its cultural history and landscape around this temple. Under his guidance, it is a very wonderful place and very wonderful historical relics and nationwide famous tourist attraction.